Hey y'all, it's your boy Ben from One Cast Fishing. Let me step down here. My nose is running because it's a cold winter day out here. It's February 1st. It's probably about 40 degrees here. It's been cold all week, cold temperatures at night in the 20s. So the water temperatures dropped to 47 degrees. So the bass are very finicky. Hopefully we'll pick one up today. But I just got out here fishing because the primary purpose of the day is I want to do a reel review. So a couple weeks ago, I picked up this new for 2020, brand new Lew's Tournament MP Speed Spool LFS. Now I've been fishing the old Lew's MB Speed Spool LFS for a couple years now. I absolutely love that reel, especially for the price point it was at. It was $139. So you're getting that mid-tier quality, excellent reel. I always have it tied on. I've got it tied on the day, and ultimately, I love that reel. I recommend it to anybody. So this one is $10 more. They increased the price to $149, so a little bit more expensive. So we're going to talk about it. What we'll do next is we'll kind of talk about both reels. We'll compare what the differences are, and then we'll get out there. We'll fish them a little bit, and then ultimately I'll give you my opinion. Is it worth picking up the new Lew's, new for 2020, the Tournament MP Speed Spool? So let's go ahead and get started. In my hand here, I have both Lew's Tournament Speed Spools. So in my left here, probably you're right on the screen, that's the older MB version I've been fishing for a couple years. And then in my right here is the new MP version that I just picked up. This is new for 2020. I want to set both these down here and do some shots with them on the boat as I talk about them. But both these are in 6 to 8 to 1 gear ratio. They both pick up 29 inches per turn. So what that means is that they didn't increase the spool size. They would increase the spool size on the Tournament MP with the same gear ratio, then it should pick up more inches per turn. So same spool size there. Both of these have 10 bearings, 9+1. They both have the external braking mechanism, as well if you take off the side plate, they have the internal braking mechanism. So it's a multi-brake system. They're one-piece construction, they're aluminum, so it's a very good quality there. The major difference between these two, and there's two of them, one is going to be the drag system. The drag system on the MP, which is the new for 2020, is 20 pounds. On the older version, it's 14 pounds. And then the second difference is obviously the red accent. The red accent here where you adjust the drag in the side of the reel and then also the spool. So these are the major differences I see between these two reels right here. The $10 increase is probably because of the increase in the drag. If you're fishing for bass, especially in most of the country, you know that difference, it may or may not matter. If you're fishing for some hogs down south, Florida, Texas, yeah, you might want the heavier drag system. If you're up north and you might hook a pike or a muskie, maybe the 20-pound drag is what you need. But that's the major difference with this new reel is the drag system. So now we're going to put on the chesty. We're going to cast both these around, kind of compare how they cast and see what the major differences are in feel, and we'll go from there. Let's get the chesty on. Let's do some fishing. All right, so the first reel we're going to be casting here, as you can see, is this older Tournament MB Speed Spool. It's got the gold and the silver instead of the red accent. Again, I'm throwing a 1/2 ounce football jig, one of our classic craw colors, finesse cut. I'm using the 7-1 medium heavy Mojo bass rod. So let's go ahead and give this thing a cast and see how it performs. Again, it's got great casting distance. I keep the brakes pretty loose on this. I try to use my thumb as much as possible. Again, great ability to have those extremely long casts on this reel. Really get to the bottom here. I'm fishing about 20 feet of water. There's some bait fish down there, and hopefully some bass are down there too. And we'll get lucky here as we do this reel review. But again, I absolutely love this reel. It's one of my go-tos. And again, for the price point at $139, it was hard to beat. All right, now let's reel this thing back in, and let's just do another cast with it so you can see again how it performs. This thing is absolutely excellent. It does sound a little loud right now. I will say that's probably a function that this thing needs to be cleaned. I've used it a lot. I haven't cleaned it probably over a year. That's because I spent 7 months deployed. And I just started fishing when I get back. So in the next couple of weeks during this winter time, I'll end up cleaning this reel too.
But again, it's a great reel. I'm extremely impressed with it. It's held up extremely well over the last few years I've been using it.
Hey, so I picked up the second reel here again. This is the new for 2020, the Lew's Tournament MP Speed Spool LFS. Again, I'm throwing a 1/2 ounce football head jig, same Sweet Beaver. It's just a different color combination. This is black and blue. It's our Carolina Night Crawl. 14-pound fluoro as well, but the rod is different. I'm using an Abu Garcia 7.6 medium heavy. It's just a little cold, and I don't want to switch it over. But we're not doing a casting test today, which is more how the reel performs and how it feels in your hand. So let's go ahead and cast this thing out here.
Wow, that reel is a whole lot more quiet than that first one we cast. Again, I think that's a function of that reel. It's been used for several years and it needs to be cleaned and lubed up and greased. Obviously some of the components will start getting wear out, but this one is a whole lot more quiet. You know, it's hard to compare because I didn't do a video when I bought the one a few years ago, but I do think it might be a little bit more quiet than that reel's ever been. Absolutely outstanding. The other thing I really like about this reel that they did improve is that these grips here, if you see these grips, it's actually got texture on it. So when it's cold, it's wet, that extra texture can help you from slipping off the reel. Just a little something extra they added, but it feels very good. Let's make another cast out here so you guys can hear it again. Let the thing drop down on the bottom. I will say this reel is not casting as far. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but that's not a function of the reel. That's going to be, I'm using a stiffer rod, so it's not loading up as well. Again, this isn't a casting test. This is just a performance. But again, this reel is extremely smooth. It's quiet. I like the texture on the grip, so it's going to be hard to beat. Obviously, they made a few slight adjustments to it. The older version, again, that biggest difference is going to be the drag, the increase in the drag, which is now 20 pounds instead of 14. It's reeled in. Hear that thing reel in? Nice and quiet. You gotta love that. Let's do one more cast here.
Hey, so the spot locks came off somehow and started drifting. It's back on now, but I wanted to pick up a couple other reels I have, Lew's reels. You know, I'm a Lew's guy. I've been using them for a while. It's because I know when I buy them, it's going to be a quality product, regardless of the price point. You know, I've got a Daiwa, I've got 1-3 Fishing, I've had Quantums, I've used Shimano's. There's a lot of great reels out there, and so whatever you're comfortable with, whatever company, go with it. I'm slowly converting all mine over to Lew's as the other ones get worn out. Again, I don't think I've said it, but I'm not sponsored by it. I buy all my own reels, but just the company I trust and the quality. Here is an old one I have, the Laser MG Speed Spool. I think you can still get them, but they were $79 when I got them. And then the Speed Spool here, which is $99. You know, I consider these, they're not low quality, right? They're not the bottom of the bottom, but they're still good quality, but I could still consider kind of entry-level reels. The problem with the Laser MG is that they use cheaper components. So about after 18 months, 2 years, the drag really started slipping on it. The button here started sticking. And instead of buying the parts to improve it, I went ahead and upgraded. And I was, you know, happy that I did because that reel's lasted a whole lot longer. And then here at the Speed Spool, again, this one's $99. It's a great reel. I still use it. I use it all the time. It's my jerkbait and topwater rod, depending on season. In fact, the biggest bag I ever caught in a tournament, over 21 pounds, all of them came off this reel throwing topwater. Absolutely outstanding. But now, every once in a while, when I'm jerking either a jerkbait or popping topwater, the spool will spin back, and I'll have to pick out 6 or 7 inches of line. Again, that's just a function that there's more plastic, cheaper components in these lower price reels than, say, the Tournament MPE or MB series. And then obviously, all right, so those I would consider mid-tier. Then obviously you can go to BB1 and even higher for those higher tier reels. But again, if you're looking for that mid-tier option, someone's going to last you a long time, going to be good quality, loose is a great option. Let me go ahead and pick up the MP version, the new one, and we'll do a wrap up here of the video. All right, so I picked up the new for 2020, obviously the MP Tournament Speed Spool LFS. Again, great quality reel. I have no doubt it's going to perform as well as the old version. Again, the main difference is the texture there on the reel handle, the red accents, and then the increase in the drag from 14 pounds to 20 pounds, so a 6-pound increase. Again, the price is $10 more expensive than the old version. The old version was $139. This is $149. $10 isn't that much, but when you're thinking about going from that $99 range, maybe the more plastic component speed spool, it was a $40 increase. Now it's a $50 increase to go up to that next level. That's 20% increase in what you're spending. So, right, I wish they didn't increase it. In fact, if I could, and I should have done it. Tackle Warehouse during the holidays had the older MB version on sale for $119. I should have stocked up on them. So if you could find the older MB version for a discounted price, because discontinued, I would stock up on it. It's a great reel. It was a great price point when it came out. It's a great price point if you can find it discontinued or new, because you're getting an even better deal. The new version is great. If you want to upgrade, this is a great version. But to be honest, I think that the BB1 series begins at $159. I love the BB1 from Lew's for cranking, and it's an absolutely outstanding reel. So it would be a hard choice between choosing this and the BB1. That's only $10 more. So that's ultimately what I think about it. I'm glad I have it. I'm going to be throwing in a whole lot. I know it's going to perform for me. But it's ultimately what you want to do, what you want to purchase. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. You learned something about the new reel that Lew's came out with, the new MB version, or the MP version that replaces the MP. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm gonna fish around a little bit more, see if we can get a fish. But see you guys out there next time. Hopefully we'll do some more of these videos reviewing technology, various reels, rods, etc. As I get more time here to produce more content. So remember, a lunker is only one cast away.